welcome back to everybody's soon-to-be favorite podcast. Please get help, because if you're watching this after episode 3, you need it.
We're freaking
It's
losing
the
our
same
minds.
old crew again. Tojik, Taz, and yours truly.
And I have French fries.
Yeah. My snack and drink is candied mango slices, and I got just another glass of soda. I wanted some chocolate milk, but after what just transpired, I'm paranoid about the milk in my fridge now.
Oh no.
Real.
Weaponized milk.
Oh. This is a wild story, but do you want to know who puts the get expiration dates on milk? Alfred Capone. Scarface. Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Yeah, his niece got sick one day from expired milk. So I think he basically strong-armed the FDA to putting reforms around
Damn.
milk expiration dates. He also opened the first soup kitchen in the... Oh, god damn it. Why, Tess?
I'm guessing.
Sharon, look what he...
Wait, what?
Look at the server icon. Excuse me.
No! I couldn't see it because OBS was taking over that part of the screen.
For those of you that are confused, Taz has taken my lovely picture of 3 gunslingers out in the sunset and replaced it with the Smooth Coke image. That is now our server Discord until one of us changes it.
Smooth Coke, smooth Coke, smooth Coke.
Smooth Cokeheads.
So,
Anyway,
Al Capone is the reason why we have expiration dates.
yes. So, actually, I'm not much of an Al Capone hater. Oh my god.
I'm
It's Letitia?
very afraid to click that video.
Oh no.
I wasn't implying that I'm an Al Capone hater. I don't know enough about the guy. I just know he's a mob boss. But now, every time I check my milk for the expiration, I'm gonna think, oh, this is Al Capone's work. And then, ironically, I'm going to think of you because of the play we were in where I called you Al Capone.
Yes, because I played the gangster.
Yeah, you played the mobster gangster, and
I was afraid of clowns. And I sucked so hard at the scared of clowns bit. I still haven't forgiven you for being cast as the detective in the Shakespeare Agatha Christie crossover play. Because I wanted that so bad.
I feel bad because I even remember telling you, I'm like, I don't really want like the main. I don't even remember. Yeah, no, that was like the second play we did, I think. And
Did together.
did together.
But we
Technically, the
don't
second.
play Shakespeare together, but
Well, that got
COVID.
canceled because the pandemic started.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we were talking, and I remember I was talking to you, and I was like, yeah, I don't really want the main role this time. I kind of want. I don't remember this was the one where I said, yeah, I kind of want to be the villain, or if I just said, yeah, I don't really want the main role this time. And then the next day, our director posts the casting and my name slapped right on the main character.
And then I was the fat drunk guy, the fairy with a sock on his head, and the wizard. What? I guess I didn't mind the wizard too much because I just did an inconvenience Gandalf for that. But he was also a character from, I think it was your first year of drama class when we did the costume things, and then we watched The Tempest. I think you were there for that.
I think so. I can't remember, honestly.
It's the one with the guy in a blue suit. That was the water nymph or water fairy. And it was like the wizard was shipwrecked there with his daughter. And then his brother and his king comes, get shipwrecked on the island. I think the best bit though was like the two drunk idiots and the misshapen creature thing that the wizard kept as a servant. They got drunk, and then they found. Do you remember this turn test? I don't know how much Shakespeare you've watched.
I'm gonna be honest.
But then
I
you
don't
go
think I was
like
there
a
for that.
Bit of ship that's like set up perfectly to be like 3 urinals. And then one of the guy looks at the creatures, and it just holds up his arms like a foot wide.
What the fuck?
Do you remember that?
I do not. I don't think I was there for that. What? That sounds scary. I'm gonna
No,
be.
you were about nothing. Because that was sophomore year. Remember with David Tennant and his co-star from Doctor Who, and they were being catty bitches at each other? Until they finally admitted they were in love?
I do not remember. I'm gonna be honest. My memory is drawing a blank on that. The only thing I can remember from drama class was when I don't think you were in it that year, but we had to do stage makeup and ugh, I cringed at every project I did in that.
Oh yeah, I think we did accents that year.
Yes, we did dialects because every two things I remember most from dialects is one, everyone really liked when I did the Southern Child voice.
I think you were complaining your Southern sounded Irish.
No. That was later. That was so first it was the Southern kid where we were, we were doing the like, I forgot what it was called, but basically like you get 3 prompts, 3 characters, and you get like 3 characters, the prompts, and you have to make it work. And the one we were in, it was a thief, a cop, and a Southern child in a taxi, and we had to somehow make it where the child rattles on the thief, and I sat there silent for the most time while the other two were like just talking back and forth doing their and the challenge was we all had different dialects we had to do, and I was stuck with Southern. I sat there going, okay, how do I do a Southern child? How do I do a Southern child? How do I do a Southern child? And when it was my time to speak, I just awkwardly looked to the left and was like, "What's that you got in your pocket?" Oh, hell no. And everyone fucking started laughing. This sounds like a Reddit post, but like, literally everyone's...
An actual Southern.
And of course, it didn't sound exactly like that because I'm like old now. But it was it was so bad, and I never lived it down because every time we did dialects, someone said, "I hope you do a Southern child again." Like, god damn it. And then
Well, I remember, I think the final assessment, I did Scottish. Go Scotland! I
Scotland.
probably could have pulled out a, I could have done a Cockney egg gun. And then so I convinced the teacher to let me do Scottish. And I was a gambler playing with a meerkat, a cheetah, and some other animal. We were playing cards on Noah's Ark, and I got kicked out.
I remember
And
that.
it's like, no, the cheetahs! The cheetahs, all right, look. It's a meerkat, it's a cheetah, you see. Sorry for steamrolling you, Taz, with tales from theater class. Oh, you know what thing I'm not over from the Maltese Falcon? The one picture that the director sent to the newspaper. It's the one with me with my face on the table and my mouth open like a fucking fish.
Oh, what? I never even got to see the picture.
I don't know how we would go about getting that copy, because that's like 2 years ago now.
I wonder if it's still on the website.
The server's under like a paywall.
Oh shit, you're right. Damn it. Oh, maybe I can ask some of the old theater friends. I still have contact with some of them.
That might be. Yeah.
But
I'm still mad. I think I'm more disappointed that we didn't do I Hate Shakespeare, because my role I was Macbeth, and I was gonna get to have a sword fight and be fucking Macbeth.
yeah, and I, of all people, were going to be fucking Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer. I should you. I was going to. Speaking of which, speaking of uncontrollable dialects and I Hate Shakespeare, that was another problem I had when we were practicing that. I kept turning Jerry Springer Southern. Because one of the other fellow actors was a Southern character, and for some reason, my brain just wanted to mimic their accent. And so every time I went to talk as Jerry Springer, I was sounding like Jerry Springer Cowboy.
I think that was the one where I can't remember what actual Shakespeare play that was from, but it was. I know it was Inigo, and there was his friend the general, and there was the general's wife, and Inigo was was jealous at the intention, so he convinced his best friend that his best friend's wife was cheating on his best friend, so best friend would kill his wife. Do you remember? Was that the Jerry Springer thing?
I think it was, because I remember it was two living people and then the wife who was a zombie in this rendition, but
it was so fun getting. I remember the director's daughter who was playing the wife. He goes, "My handkerchief! I told you I left it at the Piggly Wiggly." She wasn't like that, but I can't do a female Southern accent.
yeah, that's right. She was the one doing the Southern accent, and she was the one my brain kept trying to mimic.
Yeah.
And funnily enough,
go on.
Funnily enough, when we were doing that, I had a Vanoss gaming clip in my head the whole time. Particularly, I don't even know what video it's from. I think it's COD Zombie, one of the COD Zombies ones. And I know it's
that doesn't make sense
a,
at all.
I know it's a quote from Terrorizer. And he was making fun of someone, and he just goes, "So you're telling me you did not have sexual relationships with that woman?"
I almost want to say Nogla. He was making fun of Nogla.
I'm sure he was, but
I mean, Nogla's existence is just the universe making fun of him. That's a little strong. It's like we should probably get into a topic that we're not boring Cortez to death with.
Taz, what do you mean, man?
Yeah, it's
How about gun stories?
what
How about
was
interesting
your
gun
school
stories that we have?
extracurricular, Taz? You're from Alabama. I bet it's football, wasn't it? Was it Go Dogs? I was asking what your extracurricular was in high school, and I said, "Oh, you're from Alabama. It must have been football,
Baseball. Bamboozled.
Yeah, that's pretty respectable. I think for a large part of my elementary school years, I said my favorite team was the Yankees, even though I've seen like one baseball game at the time, and I never watched it on the TV. And I think the only reason I did was because Babe Ruth. Even though I didn't know anything about him, I was, oh, Big Ruth, big name in baseball. Yankees are my favorite team.
Yankees.
Though actually, going by how many games I've
Yankees.
seen, it would probably be the Colorado Rockies. Do you have a fun baseball story you'd like to share with us, Taz, since we droned on and on about our theater days?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna like just start pinning the fucking podcast lists. We were talking about last ditch weapons.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, what's? Oh, it's what you got there, Taz? What are you working on? Taz has just started a stream on the Discord, and it's showing something he's working on in Roblox. At least I think it's Roblox. Oh, you're freaking distracted. I can't say anything. The first podcast we did, me and Taryn, I was playing Bannerlord.
Yeah. He was playing Banner War, and I was literally on my second monitor working on an SFM.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, back.
back to topic. You'll have
Last
to.
Ditch Weapon.
Yeah, you'll have to kind of specify for me, like, what you mean by a last ditch weapon.
A last ditch weapon is a weapon that's like, it's basically any attempt by a nation to get just something out the door to arm its troops, especially if you're like on the back leg and they're like in your original borders. I think the main content, again, it all started when I watched Forgotten Weapons video about like if World War III kicked off and the U.S. and I guess other nations that used AR-15 platform weapons got so desperate for uh, AR-15 platform weapons, what would they do to simplify it? Because for context, I think I'll start with like the Japanese Arasakas in the like the Type 99 in World War II. Type 99 starting out like I think it's like after an invasion of China, like right before. Yeah, the Type 99 came out in 1939, but their calendar is weird. So it was the 99th year. It was like 1999 or something. I don't know. So they called it Type 99. And this thing had like all the bells and whistles. It was like nice fittings, precision made. It had anti-aircraft sights on it, so you could like get your guys into a group and they could do anti-aircraft volleys. I guess against low strafing aircraft. I was like, they're really nice precision, like awesome tools. By about 1945, they had just done whatever they could. Like, no finish on the wood. Uh, the bolt was just a hunk of metal. You had a single, like, little tiny blade sight and a peephole. No adjustable nothing. The wood was unfinished. It was crudely carved. You didn't have a metal butt plate. These things didn't come out. They didn't send these things out with cleaning rods. That's how desperate they were. Like, you were expected not to last long enough to clean your fucking gun. So that's what Last Ditch is. It's like you just do everything to get those out. That's
Hmm.
that's not even the worst thing uh that they were at that point. It's like there's the Volkssturmgewehr, which was a semi-auto rifle for the. It's not a Sturmgewehr. It's like not the People's Storm slash assault rifle. Like the Volk means people in German, basically, and Sturm is storm, which is like what they called the first assault rifle, the Sturmgewehr 44. But in this context, Volkssturmgewehr is not people's assault rifle. It's the People's Storm, which is what that was like the Nazi militia of middle school boys and old men. So it was like the rifle of the dregs, basically. And they were like using them out of airplane cannon machine gun barrels because there was no airplanes to fit them to. And it was, and they had like one-shot disposable flamethrowers and a German version of the Sten gun.
The hell?
And it gets worse on the Japanese side. There was the last ditch Arasaka that I just mentioned, which is it's like almost to the point. Could you even call it a rifle anymore? And then there are just orders from the Japanese government to all these little mom and pop workshops. Put a pipe, put a metal tube on a plank of wood, and some kind of ignition system.
Now,
Some of those were like muzzle loaders.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Would the Liberator pistol be considered a last ditch weapon?
Kind of. It looks very much like a last stitch thing, but it's kind of got a cooler use than that. The what the Allies would do is they would take these like just boxes filled with these things, parachute them into occupied nations, say like Yugoslavia, France, Northern Italy. And the job was you would take this tiny little pistol, you would keep it concealed, you would sneak up on some poor, unsuspecting Jerry, and then you'd cap him with the pistol, hopefully with the one shot, and then you would steal his weapon and use it to kill other Nazis.
Because I
So,
mean,
like, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say because I mean I knew about that whole thing of the Allies dropping them in, and the whole point was to get a better weapon. But I mean like they were kind of made in the same concept of last ditch guns of to be cheap and I guess expendable in a way.
Yeah. I'm, I'm not a firearms expert, but I think they differ from that way as they're like purpose built to be like that. And also the Allies were in a much better spot than the Nazis. They had all the resources they needed to make the really nice rifles. Like they they were, I guess the term you would be looking for is disposable.
Or
Or
yeah,
like you're not looking to get it back. It's like the US the US had outclassed everyone and made a semi-auto their like standard issue weapon. They had two semi-auto rifles and two different submachine guns. So, and if you were on the back foot, you would be making either like single shot muzzleloader esque things, or you'd be pumping out bolt actions, which I think is why uh, the British stayed with the Lee Enfields. Granted, they were updated and upgraded and whatnot, but like it would have been like too much for the British government to set up and just to design and set up like a semi-auto rifle. So it makes you wonder why not buy Garands from the U.S. So we were outfitting, like there was the Smoking Snakes Battalion from Brazil. They were outfitted with M1s. Or Chinese probably got a bunch of M1s, probably.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't put out something as complicated as gas operated semi-auto if you were like in a bad place. Not to mention a gas operated semi-auto with an automatic clip. It's not an extract. It like automatically drops the clip for you, so you don't have to go fish it out. It's got fully adjustable sights for elevation and windage, and you can set it up to take. It's like another special grenade launcher implement.
Huh.
So yeah, we were definitely not doing last ditch.
Okay. Well, I would. Yeah. That was not words. What the fuck? It just. I was curious because it's like to me the Liberator pistol looks like very like it looks like it would be last ditch because I mean honestly it looks like something me and you would make in metal class.
I wouldn't put that much faith into it.
Well, I mean, we were making stupid shit. But
I there's like a class of there's like a U.S. Air Force survival rifle that's literally just like two barrels, uh, like a out in the open trigger, and then like a plastic triangle as a stock. So yeah, we like things on the cheap. I think it's a joke I made with like a veteran I was talking about. I think it was one of Mom's friends. Is like, no expense is spared unless it has to do with the comfort and safety of the average soldier.
huh.
Put dug in the what was the M3 survival rifle or whatever it was. That's like you. That's for plinking squirrels. You're not like fighting off the Russians with it or anything. You're just here. Use this to get a meal until a helicopter finds you.
Let's see, what other cheap weapons come to mind?
Uh, for the vast majority of the
Of course.
lat for the vast majority of like post Civil War to 1900, uh, the U.S. Standard Service Rifle was uh, the old muzzle loaders from the Civil War converted into cheap that were cheaply converted into breech loaders, and then the subsequent variants of those that were purposely built as breech loaders.
Hmm.
Like, even though the Krag was still a thing, a lot of units still had the Springfield trapdoors. Which you can kind of tell it's based on the old Springfield because there's like because trapdoor it's like there's a hatch at the end of the barrel and then there's something and then there's like a little tube the uh fucking hammer connects with, and it looks almost kind of like the percussion cap nipple of the Civil War era. That's the actual term for it. The Civil War era of Springfield. That it's called a nipple.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Funny enough, um, I think the way what Forgotten Weapons talked about for last ditch AR-15 like last ditch M4s or M16s was basically one size fits all stock. They would using like polymer melding stuff to make receivers, and then like no optics. You would just be using iron sights. Excuse me. Oh, and no burst fire either. It'll just be semi-auto. I kind of mentioned that it's kind of It's like now that I've mentioned like no burst fire. It's kind of wild that the UNSC and the Halo stuck with the battle rifle, even though it's probably a much more complicated beast than the regular AR, than the MA5s and M30s, the assault rifles.
Right, right. I mean, you probably have to. I lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ. was I gonna say? I was gonna like. I think I was gonna ask you to elaborate on that a little bit, like why it was
Uh,
crazy to.
elaborate on what?
Why it's crazy that in the Halo universe they're still using the battle rifle or whatnot.
Because it's not exactly a secret how bad things are for the UNSC, and especially how they keep losing worlds that either have important resources like metal or whatnot, or have manufacturing capabilities.
Yeah.
What I got from the video was that burst fire is more complicated than regular semi-auto
Oh,
rifle.
okay. I see.
And not to mention the battle rifle comes with an optic attached, whereas the uh, AR doesn't. So it seems to, I mean, they did it for gameplay purposes, obviously. This is trying to put real world into a video game, but it's like, it seems they picked the wrong horse for get anything out to arm Marines, you know?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
then again, it seems like the workforce is almost like entirely automated. At least if the landfall trailer is to be believed.
oh. It was kind of funny you say that because you know the canonical reason why Master Chief didn't like find an assault rifle in Halo 2.
Why?
Their ship just did not have any. So,
That sounds reasonable.
I mean, yeah, but like going off of what you said, it's kind of funny to think how, because you're not wrong. Like literally, the UNSC through the entire Halo games are just being like they're losing basically. I mean, Reach was all about basically losing, and then like how this one frigate goes after the ship,
The profit.
and the only rifle they have is the battle rifle, which is apparently more complicated to make than the assault rifle.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a single one on station.
Not on Cairo Station or on in Amber Clad.
Or on Earth, apparently, either.
No, it's like I think a majority of the guys you run into on Earth are like from Cairo Station.
True.
But then you turn around in Halo 3 ODST and then there's not a fucking battle rifle to be found.
Well, there is, but they definitely brought the assault rifle back to.
2 anniversary. I know that.
No, no,
And then like,
the the battle rifle was in Halo 3,
yeah, definitely.
but you know what isn't found despite being in the prequel is the DMR.
I know. I was about to say that's why I like Halo 4. It has the DMR, BR, and assault rifle in the same game. I know the DMR is like the little black sheep, but it's my darling.
DMR swag. Plus, DMR kind of. I don't know if this is considered a hot take, but I'm also don't consider myself a competitive Halo PvP player anymore. The DMR kind of set the standard for SWAT game mode, the SWAT game mode, because the whole thing about
Absolutely.
that is it's a one-shot headshot, and DMR is a marksman
Right.
rifle.
Yeah.
But
I kind of stopped because I broke a controller once playing Halo Reach. I have like I think I have like, I've got 2 wired controllers and another wireless controller just in case. I was if you guys remember reading the messages from like 2 weeks ago, I was not a happy camper playing Cold War multiplayer just to unlock the stupid gun. Because I'm on a mission to like grind out the gold zombies camos for the guns in Cold War, and I've basically all but done with the assault rifles, and I had like one more SMG to unlock, and it was so stupid. It was kill 50 Tempests, two in under in the 2 seconds that like less than 2 seconds after they teleport, or kill three guys in 15 kill three guys in a multiplayer match after being hit after hitting them with a stun or a flash grenade in 15 different matches.
Hmm.
So I was like, yeah, that's oh, I was not happy.
Should have just gone with the Tempest.
I saw the multiplayer thing as the easier way of getting it, and I think I managed to grind it out in like 2 or 3 days. But also, I took breaks playing Battlefield 1, so that comes with its own problems. But we'll save that for the Gaming X topic if we ever get to that. Or here's an alternate title: things in games that make you a little bitch, or something along the lines of that.
Well, kind of veered off topic there. Was there anything else we wanted to add on to the
Chaz, do you have any opinions about last ditch weapons or Halo guns?
my brain is off right now.
Yeah, he's a busy little beaver making something.
Well, we are at 42 minutes, so that is pretty much another episode.
Yeah, I just feel like we should fill in the extra 3 minutes. In episode 1, I mentioned the defenestrations of Prague. That was only after I realized you probably don't know what defenestration means.
I do not.
And basically, it means on 3 separate occasions, citizens of Prague, and it's either Slovakia or the Czech Republic. It used to be Czechoslovakia, but at 3 separate occasions, they threw important government people, either from the Holy Roman Empire or from the Soviet Union, out of a window.
Huh.
Defenestrate means to throw somebody out of a window.
I would have not guessed that.
Which kicked off the 30 Years' War. The guys that were thrown out survived miraculously. Historians tend to say there was like a sloping hill that broke their fall. But at the time, there were 2 other theories for this. Catholics would say that angels sent by Mother Mary caught the guys because they were Catholic and they were given the demands to the Protestant Bohemians to convert back to Catholicism. And the Protestant view was they fell in a giant pile of manure.
I mean, that's much more likely, to be honest.
Yeah.
I almost thought you were going to say it's because the first guy they threw out broke the second guy's fall.
Something like that probably happened. There weren't smartphones in in 1610's Bohemia.
They just landed on some random guy walking down the street.
No, they landed on a cart of cabbages, and the cabbage merchant yelled, "My cabbages!"
My cabbages!
Well, in Czechoslovakian.
I'm not even going to attempt to do that. My cabbages.
You know, there's another thought on my mind about guns. We realize how crazy late the Americans are at switching out their Cold War rifle. I mean, technically, we've had two. There was the M14, which didn't stick around, but then the M16 family. The M16's A1 through A4, and then the M4s.
Jeebus, Taz.
And it's like only recently we've switched to the, what is it, the XM7, XM5, whatever. I mean, Zach Hazard himself said that the M16 platform was basically a perfect weapon, but when you look at other nations like Germany, after Germany switched the G3 to the G36 after finally putting down the G11 program. I don't know what the Canadians are using. The Australians switched their FALs for the Sire AUG. The Austrians switched out their, what was it, STG 58 for the AUG, or the Steyr 77, or no, not Steyr, the Sturmgewehr 77. Britain switched out their FALs for the SA-80s. But it's like, maybe I've got it backwards, because the U.S. was the trendsetter in going from the battle rifle, the wood furniture, full caliber hunting rounds. It's the 308/7.62 54, going to a mostly polymer intermediate cartridge. Which, small rant, is like, what? This gets my goat. Why is the AUG a tactical rifle and only burst fire, but the G3 is an assault rifle in the Cold War taxonomy? I can kind of understand the M16 being in there because most M16s are burst fire, but like this, the AUG is fully auto capable, and also doesn't have wood furniture. So why is it in the tactical/battle rifle section?
I have no idea actually. But
I just got a message from a friend. I told her, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not responding," because we were talking about Lucky's first visit to the vet today. I was like, "Sorry for not responding and filming a podcast. It was a wild one." And then she just got back to me saying, "Cool, what was it about?"
that's for you to find out. Or determine, more like.
Yeah. That's probably 45 minutes, isn't it?
That is actually literally a minute short of 50.
Alright. Intro would take about 1 minute, so we're fine. Thank you so much for Please Get Help. Some lightly connected ramblings. Just me talking at my friends. I've been Jack Thunderbolt, and I've again have been joined by Tojic and Taz. Thank you again. Please interact with us. Tell us your thoughts about topics in the comment section. Thank you, everyone who has watched the previous episodes, and look forward to seeing you again in episode 5. Bye.
Bye. Take a good night, y'all.